Okay, so I'm going to show you how to get set up on Ubuntu once you've installed it. What I'm running here is Ubuntu 25.04, and the first time, if you've gone through the process that I outlined earlier, you've downloaded your Ubuntu image, you've written it on a bootable stick, and then you've used it to install it on your laptop, desktop, or whatever. Then the moment you do your first boot, then this is the screen that you're going to be landing on. Okay, so you'll have the welcome screen here. Okay, so this is specifically for Ubuntu 25.04. This is where you will land, and then almost immediately what you're going to do is that you're going to get the software updater. So what I want to do in this video is to help somebody who's new to Linux. So if you're switching over from Windows and you're coming to Linux for whatever reason, this is really just to help you really get situated with your new operating system. Now, Ubuntu, in my view, is one of the friendliest Linux operating systems to start with. So definitely this is a good choice if you've come to Ubuntu. Secondly, you have a lot of support that's going to be available for you online. I will show you how to be able to access that. Now, I will give you a fair warning. There is still a bit of a learning curve, okay? So you're really going to need a lot of determination to push through that initial resistance to staying on Linux. Now, I've gone through this process multiple times. I've been using Linux for a number of years, both Linux and Windows. And so I definitely know you might run into some situations where there's a particular software that you really need to use. It's available on Windows, and or you would run into a challenge. Basically, it's going to get a bit inconvenient at some point if you're used to Windows and then you're starting out on Linux. My advice would be this. You want to really know why you're getting to Linux. And I'll give some good reasons why you might want to stay on Linux. If not, feel free to sort of jump to Windows back and forth, whatever it is. But what's going to happen is that you're going to waste a bit of time. Now, I've been a system admin for a very long time. So for me, it's important to go through that process multiple times. And that has helped me to learn how to install different operating systems, how to help people running different operating systems for work, business, and whatnot. And so really, I'm just doing this video to be able to help you get past that initial obstacles and then go on to do whatever you want to do. Now, if you are interested in Linux for you will find there's going to be alternatives for a lot of what you need, whether it's games, whether it's softwares or whatnot. If you're simply doing it for fun, then maybe, I don't know, you might not have a lot of reasons to help you get through that initial, like any obstacles you face. However, if you are interested in it for maybe you want to get into software development, whatever it might be, then I would highly recommend that you stick with Linux. A good understanding of how Linux works, the terminal, file systems, and whatnot is going to be really important for you. And later I'm going to show just some tips and tricks for the best roadmap for you to go through. If you're already using Linux at your workplace, okay, so you have a your workstation, your work laptop, whatever, you use Ubuntu or any other Unix-based operating system at work, and so you want for your own personal laptop to also just get to understand it a little better, then that would be a good reason for you to stick it out on Linux and get to understand it. It will really, go a long way in helping you to be more productive when you are at work and you're using your work laptop. So if you're in business, okay, and you're looking to have a solution that could work for you, maybe for your staff, for your team, your company, then this would also be a good resource for you to just be able to understand. There's multiple benefits that you get with Linux operating systems, and we'll cover some of them as we go along. So let's proceed. Once you get here, then for Ubuntu 25.04, it's really easy. You want to either say if you want to share data or not, it's totally fine. and then you're finished. So what you have is that you're going to have an app center, and here's where it's really going to help you get a lot of the softwares you would want easily without having to figure out how to install them and whatnot. So we'll get into that later. First things first, okay? So you're here on your desktop, and security is important, okay? So you want to definitely install all the softwares that are available first. I like to do that even before I open any application, okay? I mean, you don't have to, you can still use many other different softwares or whatever you need as it is installing. But I simply pause just to be able to help you understand a few things as you're getting started. So updates, security. I think for me, that's one of the biggest benefits of using Linux. The way that Ubuntu, specifically, let me talk about Ubuntu. The way that Ubuntu manages security updates and maintenance updates is really, 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 really fantastic in my view, especially over Windows. Whenever I install Windows 10 or 11, it usually takes me hours, if not days, on a good Wi-Fi connection to actually install all the updates so that you get all the latest security updates on your machine. With Linux though, it hardly takes me 15 minutes, let's say less than an hour. Because what happens is that usually, especially if you followed through with the earlier videos that I showed about how to download the ISO, a lot of times when Ubuntu releases the new version of their release distribution, so here it's 25.04 or 24 or 4.3, what they do is that when they're releasing the next release, 24 or 4.1, 2, 3, they package all the updates, all the security updates and maintenance updates to that new image, so that if anyone is downloading the image and then installing it, then they don't have too many updates that are available for them to be able to have set up. So what happens is that when you do get to this place where now you're updating your system, you have fewer updates. It takes a much shorter time. And this process, the moment I do this, it's basically done. Like you would be up to date with all security updates, with all maintenance updates. Now, a quick reminder, of course, 25.04 is released. They release the latest version. This was released in April. And so the next version is going to be coming out next month. This is September, so next month in October, 25.10. The latest version of Ubuntu, like we had seen, goes for 9 months. So you have it available, you get all security updates for 9 months, meaning that this is going to be supported until January 2026. So I'm doing this video in case you really want to be on the latest distribution for Ubuntu, but really my daily driver is going to be the LTS version 24 or 4.3, and I'll do a video for how to get set up on that here. It's slightly different. Then for the LTS version, that one is supported for 5 years, and then 12 years if you use the Ubuntu Pro, their security or their enterprise support. And we already covered that in the previous videos as well. So I expect this one is going to be supported until January. I really just want to use it to be able to help anyone who wants to be on the latest to be able to do so. Now, a few things as it installs these updates. So you have your dock on this side. I'll actually just go through my own setup, the way I usually set it up. Feel free to lean on that as you go along. Now, I don't usually use Thunderbird, so I unpin that. I don't usually use Rhythmbox, I unpin that. I personally like to go with a very clean, minimalist look. Earlier on, when I was starting out with Linux, I used to do a lot of... It was interesting for me to make my desktop look fancy, make the windows wobbly, and there's a lot you can be able to do with Linux in that. But lately, I think it's fine if you're really interested in that. You can look at, genome effects, desktop effects, comps. But now I'm more interested in Linux, really, for what it can help me do. for business or productivity. So I don't usually keep this here. I will install another version of LibreOffice, the latest, or use OpenOffice. So let's unpin that as well. The help. This is very, very important. If you're new, I would definitely recommend that you get into this help guide, okay? Just to help you get to know about your new desktop and how to navigate. So do jump into this, gives you information about it. There are links that you can also check for more information online, okay? For me, I don't usually like to have that one there because I don't need it. Now, this App Center is hit and miss for me. I do use it sometimes. So let's skip that one there. And yeah, of course, the other one is the trash icon. And then you can also be able to pin other applications here. So one notable one that I do is usually like to pin is the terminal. So I'll just do Control Alt T. No, yeah, Control Alt T will open the terminal. Okay, and then I can just pin that one. The moment it has opened, I'll pin that to dock. Okay, another way to pin applications is to go ahead and press on your super key, and then you can search for a particular application. Which other application do I usually use? Spotify? No, it's not installed. The Software Center. Yes, let's actually just keep the Software Center pinned to dock as well. Okay, it's an easy way to be able to just check if there are any updates that are available. Okay, then the other thing I do is I run through my settings. So here on the top right hand corner, just click on that, and then I'll go to settings, and here we can be able to change a few settings. Now I've already paired my Bluetooth mouse and of course connected to my Wi-Fi. You have a good way if you want to jump into more settings, you can do that from here. Same thing to your Bluetooth, you can pair more devices from here, and you can actually change a few more things. So for your battery, also very important, you can get into your power settings through here. Same thing to these others, change your style and whatnot. But what I want to do is to run through all my settings. So we'll go ahead and open the settings. And what I like to do is to just very quickly go through all this. So remember, this is just my initial setup to just get me situated and started. So first, I've connected my, where is my Bluetooth? Okay. So my Wi-Fi, I've already connected it. It's totally fine. Why is it showing the Promised Land 1? Okay. I have two networks, both the Promised Land and Land of Milk and Honey are mine. I'm wondering why this one is here. Why has this been duplicated anyway? It's okay. No need to jump into that rabbit hole right now. Network, I don't do anything here. Bluetooth, I've already connected my mouse. Nothing else for me to do. Displays. No, I don't change anything here. The refresh rate is already fine. The resolution is already the highest. Okay. Nightlight. I used to use this sometimes. Nowadays, I really just use, the default settings a lot. Just simply because I now use my laptop more as a tool rather than the end in and of itself. In this way, I'm passionate about two things, business and tech. I love tech for its own sake. And so, I can spend time learning and fiddling around with different things. But lately I've come to appreciate, especially, tech really as a tool to help you do something, to help you, if you're running a business, if you're doing something. So, even though I don't fiddle too much with the settings and the preferences, it's not that it's not important. It's simply that I've already done that. And so this really is a focus on, especially for those people who might not really be that tech inclined or interested in tech for its own sake, then this helped me to just focus on really what's most important to help you achieve what you want to do. Because you're using your laptop for something, for business, for work, for, creativity, some creative thing, you're a designer or something like that. So I'll just highlight a lot of things just to help you know what's available, and then you can be able to jump more into it if you need to. So the updates are done, but I will go ahead and restart this later. Usually I restart this immediately. I don't want to stop this video. So maybe let's just finish through the settings, and then from there we can be able to, restart this and then take it up again. So I'm going to go ahead and maximize this. I don't change much on the sound. For the power settings, so this is slightly different from 24.04. For battery charging, yes, I do want to preserve battery health, okay, long term. But the power mode, I want it to be high performance. And then I like to show the battery percentage here. So it shows me what percentage I'm on. Then for 25.04, there's an additional tab here. 24 for 24.04, the LTS version, of course, because it's a little older, doesn't have this. So remember, the 25.04 version, the latest one, is really good if you're interested in the latest features and functionalities that are available. You really want to be on the cutting edge, you know your way around Linux, and you really want some, to be able to know the latest or to use the latest softwares, then that would be good for that. So here, do I need to do anything else? No. Multitasking, don't change much here with the hot corners and whatnot. The appearance, yes, here I do. I usually prefer to use, is it slate that I want? No. Green. I usually go with green or teal. Let's go with teal. And then I want my background to keep on changing. That's one of the things I'm really interested in. It just helps my desktop to look nice. Okay. And then let's continue. The size, I don't change anything here. I don't like to auto hide the dock. Panel mode is fine. I don't change anything here. We go next. Apps, this is fine. Notifications is okay. Search is fine. Online accounts, yes. Here I usually do link my Gmail account. So I'm going to go ahead and do this. It's really easy. I usually link my Google and Microsoft accounts. And you can go ahead and, if you do have a Microsoft 365 subscription, you can do so. And the rest as well for emails, if you want to use Nextcloud and whatnot. The process is really easy. You simply click on this sign in. It will open a window on your browser, and then you can go ahead and authorize that linkage and you'll be fine. I'll do that later. So here we have, okay, well-being. Okay, the well-being section is new for 25.04. This is not available on 24.04. Don't change much here. Keyboard is okay. Color management, printers, accessibility, privacy and security. Do I change anything here? Screen lock, this is okay. Location file, this is fine. Finally, system. Here I do change something. I like my keyboard is English US, but I prefer the UK format, okay? Especially for the dates specifically. So I usually change that here, select UK, I select that, then this will be changed when, I log in again. Let's see if there's anything else. Date and time, yes. So here I also activate automatic time zone so that it picks out my time zone. 24-hour format, yes, that's what I like. On the keyboard here, no, the calendar, I like to have the weekday. So it just tells me what day it is. And then I also like to show the week numbers. So when I open my calendar, it will show me that we are currently in the 36th week of the year. The year is fast coming to an end. And then it also shows me the day. Okay, so that is the date and time. Anything else that I usually do? No. Users, it's okay. So here, yes, I usually change my profile, my avatar. I don't have any image right now because it's totally new, so I won't change that now. But I usually just add my profile photo. You'll see this in the next video that I do. And then what else? That's fine. You can check your hardware details, okay? So you can be able to see the operating system that you're running. You can be able to see the hardware that you're on, the specs and whatnot. And if you go to system details, again, gives you more information. So this would be the first steps with Linux. Okay, so the software updates, this one we've already launched it. So what I'm going to do is in this first part, this helps you know how to get up to how to get set up. In the next video we'll go a little bit deeper into the different things that you need to set up, and then we'll be able to proceed from there. See you in the next one.